This isn't a normal story. I should never have clicked play, and if you're hearing this right now, it already means you're closer to it than you should be. I don't say that lightly. I'm not the type of person who scares easy. I've laughed at cursed chain mails, sat through grainy VHS tapes people swore were haunted, even clicked on sketchy horror thumbnails at 3 in the morning just to prove they were fake. But this was different. It started with something ordinary, a night like any other. I was half asleep scrolling through YouTube recommendations, mindless background noise, comfort videos, clips I'd seen 100 times. But then, between the gaming highlights and cooking tutorials, there it was. A video with no title, no channel, just static for a thumbnail. I hovered over it, and for a second, I thought maybe it was a glitch. YouTube throws errors sometimes. But when I moved my cursor away, I swear the thumbnail flickered, just for a frame, showing something else. A face maybe. Blurred, stretched, gone too fast for me to understand. And the strangest part, the view count, 0. That shouldn't be possible. Nothing stays at 0 on YouTube. Even the most pointless upload catches a stray view or two. But this video, it sat there like it had been waiting, untouched, invisible to everyone else but me. I know you're curious. You're wondering what was in it, what it showed, what could possibly make me sit here now, warning you not to search for it. And I'll tell you, eventually, but not yet, because once I explain what happens when you finish the video, when you reach the end, there's no going back. For now, all you need to know is this. I clicked play, and the moment I did, I felt something snap, like a thread pulling tight around me. My stomach dropped. The screen glitched, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I wasn't watching YouTube. I felt like YouTube was watching me. But to explain how I got there, I need to go back to the beginning. Most nights, YouTube was just background noise. I'd get lost in rabbit holes, speedruns, conspiracy breakdowns, random nostalgia clips. Nothing special. Just the digital lullabies that fill the silence when sleep refuses to come. That night was no different. I was in that weird state where your brain's half shut but your thumb keeps scrolling anyway. Video after video, comforting in their repetition. Then, buried in my recommendations, that static thumbnail, blurry, almost unclickable looking. The title a string of glitched out text that didn't belong to any language I recognized. I tried to refresh the page, thinking it would vanish, but it didn't. It stayed locked there like a dare, and the more I stared, the more it felt like it was staring back. I copied the title into Google. Nothing, not a single hit. Searched Reddit, Twitter, even some archive boards. Silence. It was like the video didn't exist anywhere except on my screen. That's what hooked me. That absence. That impossibility. The internet always leaves a trail. Even dead memes and decade-old arguments live forever in cached pages. But this thing? It had no shadow, no fingerprint, and something in me needed to know why. I told myself it was just curiosity, but it felt deeper than that. Like the video had been waiting for me, and me alone. I should have shut the laptop right then, walked away, but I didn't. Curiosity always wins. I clicked. The video began like nothing at all. Grainy footage, like an old VHS rip. At first it was almost boring. Clips of empty rooms. Static that buzzed too loud. Shots of people filmed from behind, never quite facing the camera. I leaned closer, annoyed. This is it. This is what freaked me out. But then the details started to pile up. The rooms didn't stay empty. In the corner of one frame, a shadow flickered. In another, I swore I heard a whisper under the static. At the 5-minute mark, the footage looped. Except the timestamp didn't match. Seconds went backward, forward, skipping out of order like the tape itself was alive. And then came the voices. Distorted, broken, but almost human. They mumbled through the static, phrases repeated over and over. Do you see it? Do you hear us? Closer, closer, closer. I froze. My name. I could swear my name bled through the distortion. Too fast to be sure. Too quiet to dismiss. And halfway through, I realized something worse. One of the figures, one of the blurred, half-turned faces. I knew them. I replayed the clip 3 times, hands shaking. The face was grainy, warped, but familiar. Someone I'd passed on the street just days ago. The stranger who brushed my shoulder at the bus stop. How? I didn't have time to figure it out, because the video started fighting back. At first, little skips, but the skips weren't random. They jumped to moments that felt chosen. One cut showed a website I'd visited earlier that day. Another cut flashed a photo from my phone gallery, distorted but unmistakable. Then the voices shifted, no longer random whispers. A flat, robotic monotone. Text-to-speech dragged through static. It read my YouTube search history, word for word. Every embarrassing late-night question. Every video title. Every guilty click. Then it started reading my private messages. Ones I'd sent, ones I thought were deleted. Hey, are you up? Don't tell anyone about this. I can't sleep. Each word echoed back at me, the voice stripping me bare. I tried to exit. I slammed the keys, but the controls were gone. No pause, no close. Just endless playback. And then the voice said my full name, my address. I wasn't supposed to see the ending, but I couldn't stop. And when it finally ended, when the static cut off and the screen went black, I opened my history to prove it had happened. There was nothing there, no trace. The video had deleted itself. I thought maybe I'd dreamed it. Maybe I'd dozed off mid-scroll and my brain stitched together a nightmare. But then I checked my downloads folder. Empty. Not just of the video, but of everything. My files, my photos, gone. Wiped clean. Like the video hadn't just deleted itself. It had erased the proof I'd ever touched it. When I tried explaining it to my friends, they laughed. Creepy, they said. Sounds like a creepypasta. They teased me, told me I needed more sleep. And for a moment, I almost believed them. Until I logged back into YouTube. And there it was again. Same video, but not the same thumbnail. This time, it was my bedroom. I told myself I wouldn't click, that I'd learned my lesson. But the second I saw it, the curtain crooked, the peeling poster, I knew this wasn't random. The title said, "We see you." And when I tried to escape, closing tabs, rebooting, the video followed. Every click brought me back to it. Even my phone betrayed me. Autoplay running clips I didn't select. Notifications flickering with that cursed thumbnail. It wasn't waiting anymore. It had already chosen me, so I dug. I searched archives, obscure forums, abandoned subreddits. Most were gone, scrubbed clean. But buried deep, I found a single reply in a locked thread. Once you see it, it sees you. That was the first rule. The second, if you ignore it, it punishes you. The third, if you finish it, you're marked forever. And I'd already finished it, so I broke. I clicked again. The footage wasn't the same. It was new, fresh. It showed me walking into my kitchen, checking my phone, falling asleep. Then it showed me watching the video itself, caught in an endless loop. A voice whispered through static. You saw, you stayed, you belong. And on the screen, in bold glitched text, rule broken. Punishment begins. The punishment started small, lights flickering, syncing with my breath, headphones hissing whispers even when unplugged. Finish it, always the same command. Shadows twisted wrong. Sitting when I stood, facing the monitor when I turned away. Faces from the video etched into the dark corners of my room. I tried to live normally, eat, text, but everything warped, milk swirling into faces. My phone spitting symbols I never typed. The video was no longer contained. It was bleeding into reality, and worse, I saw them, other watchers, other victims, eyes sunken, mouths trembling. People erased, piece by piece, until nothing was left but static in someone else's feed. That's when I understood. The video doesn't just delete itself, it deletes you, and that's why I'm recording this. A confession before I'm gone. Because once it starts erasing, there's no stopping. If you're hearing this, it means I'm already running out of time. I thought it was personal. My curse, my mistake, but there are traces. In metadata, in forums, in ghostly fragments, they call it the shadow algorithm. Not the one you know. Not the harmless system feeding you cat videos and late-night binges. Something older, hidden, not built to entertain. Built to test, to signal, to sacrifice. And the stories we laugh at, the creepypastas, the lost episodes, the urban legends. What if they're not fiction at all? What if they're just reports, stitched together warnings from people who brushed too close just like me? The more I searched, the more I felt the algorithm wasn't something I found. It was something that found me, and maybe it just found you. If you've ever seen a glitching thumbnail, a video that shouldn't exist, a title that flickers when you hover, maybe you've already been marked. Because sometimes you don't have to click. Sometimes it just needs you to know. And now you do. I tried to resist. But rules demand endings. The video opened itself. This time it was me, sitting where I was sitting, hands over the keyboard, infinite recursion collapsing inward. And then the final scene. My own death. Pre-recorded. My body slumping. My scream dissolving into static. I saw myself finishing this story, and I can't tell you how it ends. Not because I won't, but because, if you're still hearing this, then somehow it uploaded, which means I lost. My voice is glitching. Distortion isn't your speakers, it's me. Every word erodes, breaking into noise, but I need you to do one thing. Check your recommendations. Scroll past the safe thumbnails. Look for the one that doesn't belong. If you see it, don't click, or maybe do. Because if you've made it this far, maybe it's already too late. If you've seen it, describe it below before it deletes itself. Maybe together we can piece the rules. Maybe we can cheat it, but the voices don't think so. They're louder now. Finish it, and if you're wondering whether this is real, there's only one way to know. Check your recommendations.